Okay then, I did say if the whole shellless egg thing freaked you out, I'm going to show you another easier way where you can do it with potatoes. It's a little bit less dramatic, but it's a little bit easier to do. So, I've got 2 potatoes here. Even though I've got 2 potatoes, I'm actually going to take it from the same potato. This is so, it's just another variable that I have controlled for. Okay. Now, if you have what's called a cork borer, okay, which is like a little cylindrical device, you can actually take cylinders of potato. But I'm just going to take that potato there, and I'm going to try and get it equal widths. Now, obviously, knives are sharp. Okay, get a parent to do it. Okay, now I've got there 2 roughly equal cuboids of potato, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to make a little salad. I'm not really. McDonald's is open over the road. Of course I'm going to go there instead. Okay, so now I've got my 2 cuboids of potato. I'm going to follow the same procedure that I did with the eggs. I've got my handily prepared and even worse results table. And that's because I've added 2 extra columns. What you can also do with potato is you can measure them. And I can see the change in length as well. So I'm going to take my balance. Okay. And it's important that you don't lose track of the potatoes. Now with the eggs, I could see some distinguishing features on them, which meant that I was less likely to get it wrong. With the potato, I'm not going to be able to tell them apart. So I'm going to do one, and then I'm going to do the other one. So I've set it up on grams. I'm going to take my first cuboid of potato and I'm going to lay it on there like that. Now that says 7 grams. I'm actually going to do the golden syrup first. I'm then going to take a ruler and measure it. And I'm going to measure it in millimetres. Okay. It's actually about 41 millimetres. Okay, I'm going to take that cuboid of potato and put it in a glass. This one, as I've said, I'm going to put golden syrup in, and I didn't use all the golden syrup, so I can cover the potato in golden syrup. Again, this is a family delicacy, this, and I can put that to one side. So that's the golden syrup one set up. I'm now going to repeat that process for the water. I'm going to put my potato on there. I can see that it's 6 grams this time. Again, measure it. And it should be about the same. And indeed, seeing there, it is also 41. I can use a knife apparently. This one is going to go into the glass. And this one is going to have a roughly equal amount of water. So, that's a much easier way and quicker way of doing the experiment without having 2 days of waiting for an eggshell to dissolve. However, it's a little bit more boring. It's up to you. Okay, so we now have the 2 potato results. A bit dried off. This one you can clearly see is the water. It's much more swollen. This one, the golden syrup. Now, that's something which will obviously affect the result. You can see here that it is it's changed colour. A little bit of that will be the concentration of the solutes. Maybe there's some form of golden syrup staining, who knows. But that's something to investigate. But you can clearly see the difference between these 2 bits of potato. So let's confirm that results. So we're going to get our results table back. Okay, remember, with the potatoes we actually did it in 2 ways. We looked at both the mass and the length. So I'm going to turn my scale on, which seems to always decide to turn off for some reason. I'm going to take the water potato, plonk it on there. Okay, and you can see that that has gone up to 8 grams. And if I'm going to take my ruler. I can see that the length is now up to 45 millimeters. Okay, let's take the syrup potato. That's down all the way down to 2 grams. That's insane. And the length is down to 32. Okay, so we can see there quite clearly the effect of putting the substances into substances of different sugar concentrations.